Yeah, trans people did 9/11.
How many people did he murder?
I want to watch Alex Gunt, because these fucking allies are out of control, okay? They need to stop. They need to fucking stop. Yeah, Alex Gunt, he's back. The worst argument for misgendering I've ever heard. He's like on one, like fucking hell. Like, these people need to stop. I watched, fucking hell, who was it? I watched Xander Hal. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And like, this shit is insane. These people are losing their minds. We've got dunking on trans TikTokers. Brad Palumbo is transphobic. This fucking shit, whatever this person is supposed to be. It's like almost every other fucking thing is about like homophobia, fucking LGBT shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's out of control. These people need to calm the fuck down. So yeah, I don't know. Alex Gunt, this is the worst argument for misgendering he's ever heard.
See, it's funny because
20 years ago, zero drag queens was trans women. Yes, true.
women are, and trans people in general, but especially I've seen trans women, are always held to such a higher standard. It's like if you don't act or behave perfectly, you're just not considered a woman anymore. They don't ever do this for Karens. Like, we still call Karens women. Like, what about Karen freakouts? You know?
Well, why wouldn't we call them women when they're like female? What else are you gonna fucking call them? I don't know.
See, throw one up on the screen right now. There you go. See, there's a Karen freakout. Those in chat.
You know how we get these like arguments? Who is it? Heather Herbert loved doing this. That's one of those trans people that used to go on like TV debates, like British TV, talk TV debates. And it's just like, well, what about this other thing? Why aren't you talking about this other thing instead? Which is like, when that's what the topic is, it's a bit retarded, you know? Karen's archetypal woman. Oh my god. Women's standards are pretty high. This is the thing. Guys care less about what they look like than women do. On average. That's just kind of how it is. You got to understand where you're going into. You can't just continue to be a fucking slob and still a guy, but because you're wearing something that came from the women's section, like, that's good enough. You know what I mean? You do have to kind of give a shit about how you come across. And if people don't, then it's like, I don't know. What do you want then?
Get over it. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it was recommended to me to look at this person from the Discord server. If you would like to leave a content suggestion for me in the Discord server, all you have to do is go to the Discord server, which you can do. Or if you're not in chat right now and you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, first of all, hello. Second of all,
his Discord is full of like insane SJW trans people, by the way.
I'll say thanks to Dubsy, because they're the ones who make the content that you love out of the raws from the live feed, right?
These people all have editors. Do you know what's interesting? These people don't presumably really listen to themselves back. It's the same with someone like Xander Hal. You wonder how much they're really learning, how much they're kind of hearing the kind of shit that you're saying and sort of thinking about what would be good to change next time. Like, I edit my own stuff, so I hear my own shit like all the time. So I kind of at least I'm trying to be like self-reflective and so on. But like, I don't know, it seems to be a pattern. These people all have like editors who often are doing like fuck all. Like, I don't know about this video, but some of his videos are like, they're kind of padded out with like complete rubbish that doesn't need to be there. So I don't know. It's just interesting.
Right. Third of all, go to the description below and find the Discord channel, the Discord server, and in the proper channel, content suggestions, you can leave your suggestions there as well. Today, we'll be looking at this person named Curly Boy Chuck. We'll read a little bit about them in their description.
I have seen this Curly Boy Chuck guy. He doesn't seem like the most intelligent guy ever, but who knows? He cleaned up his living room. Yeah, he did, yeah. Didn't we all aspire to be annoying main character syndrome Karens? Yeah. It's super useful listening to your own performance. Yeah, exactly. And like, this is what I mean. Like, it feels like a lot of these kind of debate bro types, like, it'd be interesting to look at people like, I know Demon Mama had like people editing. Like, he has, Xander Hal has, like, how many of these people actually listen back to themselves, you know? It's important to do for sure.
Description: I don't care about cancel culture. I'm on a mission to spread awareness and truth. If I offend you, good. It means I'm not affirming you and instead challenging you to think deeper. Stay tuned for a full rehaul.
That's kind of fair. Like, listen, I think if someone's offended, they should think about why they're offended and then come back to me. I hate when people just come to me being offended because I just don't care. Like, I'm tired of fucking I'm tired of fucking feeling like I can't step on people's toes when all I'm doing is fucking saying words, you know?
All of this channel. Ooh, I can't wait for that. So we have Curly Boy Chuck here, apparently pretty transphobic, trans-identifying male. Of course, that means a trans woman in their language. Went over the Charlie Kirk thing. Although from what I saw, Charlie Kirk did well at some parts and very not well at others, so I don't know. I haven't decided which video to cover yet, though. I don't know if I'm going to do Liberal Man Has...
Like, why do they leave this kind of thing in? Do you know what I mean? Just get on with it. Like, at least, I mean, it's 3 minutes by the time he actually watches a video. Like, at least there's a... It's not quite as bad as fucking Xanderhal. It was like 7 minutes of just, like, rambling and poisoning the well. And I mean, at least he doesn't seem to know who this person is, which at least makes it a bit easier to watch because I don't have to sit through minutes of fucking, oh, this person's so bad, they're so evil, they've done this and that and the other, and trans people did 9/11 and stuff, and it's, like, crazy. Hey, maybe I'll change my mind. I heard one thing and I was like, I don't know about this. But hey.
Meltdown over a MAGA hat, or if I'm going to do trans-identifying male has epic meltdown. What does chat think? Because those are the two that I'm thinking about. I'm kind of a toss-up right now. He's a curly boy. He is a curly boy. It's true. How does he get... Okay, while you guys are deciding which video we watch, he has...
Why is this in the video?
253,000 subscribers. And... fewer views than I get on his videos, except for this one, 40K. But like, these are, I'll even go as far to say they're about my views. Okay, I'll be charitable and say they're about my view count. Liberal man. Trans woman meltdown it is. Let's go. Okay, I think that's fair. Here we go. Trans-identifying male, aka trans woman, has an epic...
Listen, I try and get to the video within the first minute. It doesn't always happen, but like, we don't need to sit through this, you know what I mean?
Meltdown. Let's see what this is all about.
My face now!
Ooh,
Now!
that was very rude of you.
Get the fuck out of my face!
Do you want it?
Okay, first of all, we're doing some heavy... This is already poisoning the well.
Yes, it is. I know exactly what he's gonna say, but let's just hear it. Come on, Gunt. Be the trans ally that you know you are. Pretend this person isn't a true scum and that actually you should hate them.
Of course. We're doing some heavy editing here, and I don't have any context for why this is occurring.
I go to jail.
Great fucking input. Okay, I didn't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say even less.
Whew.
But yeah, trans people did 9/11. I don't have any evidence whatsoever, but that totally is true.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you saw from that intro, today's video is going to be a crazy one. So I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and I came across
very odd editing
video,
choice,
which
yeah.
almost made me spit out my water as I was drinking it, because what in the world did I just watch?
Oh, and it's great because this is fucking Reactception. Listen, I'm sorry. We've got his intro, we've got this intro. It's like, oh my god, fucking get on with it, man.
And I figured if I gotta be tortured, so do you. So
this is why I don't fucking ramble for minutes on end at the start of my videos. Listen, I'll stop bitching now. It's just so annoying. Like, just get on with it.
today we're gonna watch this very quick video together.
Well, I am going to be tortured, that's for sure.
Of a trans-identifying man showing just how ladylike he is when things don't go his way.
See, it's funny because trans women and trans people in general, but especially I've seen trans women, are always held to such a higher standard. It's like
higher standard of behavior, maybe. I don't know, people are saying I'm wrong when I'm like, I'm not sure how true that is, but there's definitely stuff that, like, you can show more aggression as a guy, probably, without getting called out for it. But the thing is, if you're literally a male and you're losing your shit like that, it's kinda... I don't know, it depends on the situation, I guess. It depends why they're getting so bent out of shape.
Like, if you don't act or behave perfectly, you're just not considered a woman anymore. They don't ever do this for...
But I've really not that experienced that. I don't know, maybe people feel sorry for me because I'm mentally ill, but like, I don't really get that kind of shit myself. I don't know.
For Karens. Like, we still call Karens women. Like, what about Karen freakouts? You know? Dubsy, throw one up on the screen right now. There you go. See, there's a Karen freakout. Those in chat, get over it. You guys know what I'm talking about. But we still call them women, is my point.
Seems to be a common theme.
But that's just moronic. Like, obviously there's a difference there. And like Karens have got nothing to do with this, presumably, unless they're also a Karen, but hey.
Say they're not
So
being
without further
ladylike.
ado, sit back, relax, grab some Coca-Cola.
Oh, that was a very female fucking response. Men can be aggro, women can cry. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm a bit, I don't trust people who cry. Not always. I'm not saying if you start crying, you must be untrustworthy to me. But I don't know. I'm wary about people. I know what people are like, you know what I mean?
Grab some popcorn.
Oh, I have
and let's
cola.
watch this disaster together. All right. Let the
Big
disaster
K brand
begin.
cherry cola.
And by the
from
way, there is
Kroger.
a lot of profanity from this person, so I'm going to do my
Not
best to try and
profanity.
edit so that way you guys
Oh,
don't have to
no.
hear a bunch of F-bombs. So you probably will hear a lot of bleeps. I'm doing that as a courtesy
Shut the fuck up. We know what the bleeps mean. Just get on with the video.
Hypocrisy.
Go.
to people who don't like profanity, so just bear with me.
On my face now!
Ooh, that was very rude of you.
Get the
Yeah, there's no context. Like, if it doesn't matter whether it's like good or bad, I guess. Ultimately, if you're a trans woman and you're doing like male seeming shit, that's just what's gonna happen, unfortunately. Life isn't fair sometimes. I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking say. Well, people do see us as crazy. I mean, people see me as crazy, but I'm like quite openly and outwardly crazy. So I don't know. People who can cry on camera, on command, can't be trusted. Absolutely true. But I don't know who can cry on command, if you know what I mean.
So that already we have zero context for what's happening now.
out of my face!
If there's zero context, then watch it and then see. Maybe. I don't know.
Do you want to go to jail, sir, ma'am? I don't really know what to call you.
Ooh, that's cold. That's cold. The trans person was very aggressive. I mean, this is aggressive regardless. I don't know whether it's a proportionate response. There we go. I don't know whether it's a proportionate response, but irrespective, if you're a trans woman and you do this kind of thing, this is what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we shouldn't really be wiping their asses, but I don't know that this is what Alex Gunter is doing. So let's see. Sorry, I need to stop saying his name wrong. Alec Gunter. Listen.
You're done, man.
I'm done.
The police, you just insulted me.
Well, listen here, pal. I mean, you are gonna go to jail.
So who is this guy? There's like no name attached to it or anything.
I mean, whoever this is seems like proper cringy, to be fair. Unless they just watched Schindler's List. Commie D girl. Who's Commie D girl? If you exhibit either aggro or blithering or over 5 years old, people won't want to be around you. That is also true, yeah.
Thing.
And I could
Does anybody have the source video for this?
tell the police to get you.
I'm vegan, so don't say that. Listen.
I know a joke about vegans and Sam's not here, so fuck it. So, in a restaurant, this guy starts choking, right? And the waiters are like, oh my god, shit, is there a doctor in the house? Someone stands up and is like, I'm a vegan.
He-Man, you really get the out of my way right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
You do not have a release. I will sue you.
This is not feminine. Listen, that doesn't... It just is what it is. Like, how are you supposed to, like, talk about this shit without being a dickhead? This ally is such a ducking a-hole. I'm trying to be nice. It was not, I've seen the whole thing. I mean, yeah, there's not many things that screaming this much is proportionate to, for sure. I'm trying not to, like, immediately be like, oh, this trans woman person must be crazy, because, like, I don't know. I say the slightest thing wrong and fucking my comments get fucking destroyed. So it's like, I have to be extra nice. Commie D girl. I'm gonna have to look into that as well.
You're gonna sue him? Don't sue him, man, because we're trying to
beating him up?
I don't have a. You do not have a release. If you post this, I will destroy you. I will destroy you.
I hate this.
You know what's annoying? His camera is covering all of this. I can't see the person. I'd rather just watch it. But I'm trying to keep an eye on these allies. So it's like, fuck. Can't do one or the other, I guess.
What's going on? I got my crew with me.
Honestly, I mean, I have two opinions on this. One, clearly this is not the best way to react to a situation such as this.
True. Yeah, good.
If somebody's trying to film you in public and you don't want to be filmed, cover your face and walk away, right? My second thing is, trans women, like I say this all the time, trans women have had it so bad for so long.
I don't like the pity stuff. Have we had it that bad? Like, I don't know. It really varies on how your life's gone. Ultimately, being a trans woman is mostly just fucking dressing up anyway. I don't really get the constant, like, browbeating and the constant appeal to how, like, oppressed we are. I just don't feel oppressed myself. Like, it really sucks how long the waiting times are in this country, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like anyone's fucking talking about that anyway. You know what I mean? It feels like we're too obsessed with, like, transing kids now and, like, talking about sports and talking about xenogenders and stuff. Like, I don't hear anyone talking about, like, the wait times and shit like that, which I think is actually a problem, because I think trans people, like, adult trans people should be able to, like, transition. And for there to be some kind of fucking turnaround that isn't 6 years between, like, your first appointment and having been referred. That's the one. But, like, no one ever talks about that. They all talk about, like, fucking retarded shit. So it's like, how much am I supposed to even feel like I'm actually oppressed? I feel like an idiot if I do. I'm white, I'm British, I live in my own country. It's fucking Turf Island. I don't know. My life's not that bad, unfortunately. So I don't feel, if someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, you're a trans woman? Oh man, like, that must be so hard. Like, you poor thing. It's like, fuck off. Like, it's not that bad. Maybe I'm able to put things into perspective because I have way worse shit going on with me than being trans. Because being trans is not really that difficult, to be honest. But, like, come on. I don't want to be patronized, you know?
That sometimes this shit just, like, gets to you. You know? I have sympathy for her, seriously.
I mean, we're inventing someone's backstory, right? It's hard to complain when you're living in the West and not homeless. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I just feel like such an idiot pretending that I'm oppressed. Why not just not fucking do that shit? You know what I mean? Complete historic global ignorance to claim other. Yeah, true. I mean, we have to drive the point home on smaller and smaller and smaller things. Otherwise, these rights organizations have no reason to exist. This person has no reason to say the stuff he does about trans issues so that his audience all fawns over it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's crazy. These people form these, like, mini cults, and it's like, Jesus fuck. They passed a bathroom bill here for 2015 for trans people on Twitter. Oh my god. Wait, you're not in, like, North Carolina, are you? I got called a rude word and bullied at school like lots of normal other people. Boo-hoo. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just crazy. And, like, it's so easy to get people like this invested in, like, white knighting. And it's just not necessary. It's not necessary to talk about how oppressed all us white fucking Western trans people are, you know? It's not necessary. It's not appropriate. It's very belittling. And I get so much shit for disagreeing with this shit. I mean, I can't, you know, I got kicked from his fucking Discord. You can't disagree with any of the shit they say there. That's not good. That's not an ally community. That's an ideologue community. That's all that is. Like, that's trans people who think what I do. That's not allyship anyway.
I don't know who these people are, but they seem to be not very friendly towards her. They keep calling her
no shit.
pal, which is usually male-coded.
Is it? I don't know about that. Dude, maybe. Pal, I don't know. Do you know what's weird? Who called me dude? Someone was freaking about me misgendering and, like, called me dude. Was it? It might have been Max even. I think Max called me dude in our conversation. I should have said something, but I wasn't really trying to rile them up more than they were. Yeah, the North Carolina bathroom thing. I remember that. I'm like, my bathroom takes are, like, pretty progressive. I'm honestly of the opinion that you really should just go in whichever one you look like, you know? Like, if you make enough effort as a trans woman, then sure, why not? As long as you're not going to fucking do anything. And most trans women don't seem to be doing anything. Like, I feel like as much as we have to acknowledge that there are people that do get assaulted in bathrooms, if it was happening as much as people want to think sometimes, we'd be hearing a lot more about it, I think. It definitely happens, but there just isn't, I don't know, there isn't enough of a case to really crack down on that kind of thing, in my opinion. Yeah, I thought she'd fucking hell. Well, why am I still calling them a she if they're going to call me dude, quite frankly? Pal is Americanized. What, pal? I don't know. I guess, yeah. In Britain, people just say pal. It's just one of those things they say at the end of sentences, I think.
Yeah, I wish I could read their microphone so I could see who it is.
It's
I don't
like
know,
how
we'll see.
people around it's how people around here say like mush and stuff, you know, like all right pal, all right mush, you know, that kind of thing. You would have freaked out if I called her. Yes, very much so. But hey, I don't know. This is why I give people the benefit of the doubt, because if they prove to me that that's what they're like, then well, at least I tried. So hey, not my fault.
Email coded. Yeah, I wish I could read their microphone so I could see who it is. I don't know, we'll see.
Me now. I got my crew. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she was
Harris Walls.
already being harassed.
Stop. Woo.
Seems like she was already being harassed. Just because you don't have the context, it doesn't mean you have to invent it.
They're also really annoying.
Who's next?
Does anybody recognize the symbol on their microphone?
Who? On.
Does anybody recognize that?
Like, everyone's just cringe here. I haven't really heard Curly Boy Chuck say anything much yet, so let's see, I guess. But I don't know. This whole half of the screen, it's like, it's just kind of cursed, you know?
If anybody has the original video, I'd love to see it. One trans woman versus the 4 most annoying white men you've ever seen. Who would win? Yep. It's like 5 pixels. Listen!
White man. Of course, that's how his audience talks, of course. They're all white, probably. I doubt there's a single person of color in his audience, but hey. Could be wrong. Listen, I don't know. I'm speculating.
Sometimes that's enough, okay? Yes, it's very blurred, but sometimes that's enough. There's zero context as to what's happening here. We're just being shown that she's just having a meltdown. We don't even know why.
How do you even know it's a trans woman, by the way?
Who's next?
Yeah, a lot of rage and trauma.
You know, every time I see videos like this, it always...
Please do not slurp your drink on camera. Or mute. It's easy. Listen. Oh my god, oh my god. I just slapped like noisy as shit. And you didn't hear it because I muted. They repealed it less than a year later, but I did know a trans woman was arrested for the wrong bathroom. I don't think I have a problem passing. Yeah, I don't see the point in those laws. It's not like there's people that watch the bathroom. It's not like there's really any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Enforcement. I think bathrooms, I try and treat like women's spaces and stuff as kind of nuanced because they are all different. And like bathrooms, I think is the least objectionable one, I think, for trans women to use, in my opinion. Like I'm definitely for trans women as long as they make the effort, you know, as long as they look decent and they're not going to do any shit, you know.
Kind of cracks me up because
I have no
these trans
context.
identifying men who are biological males wanting to be women.
Curly Boy Chuck is gay, I think.
Every time they get upset, we see this type of reaction. I've seen this reaction multiple times on social media, whether it be in a store.
Source, I would love to see the studies that you have on trans women melting down.
Oh, hi, Get Some 420. I find it hilarious people say people of color or colored people. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the different changes of what people have to say this time. Just whatever. I don't care.
Videos like this, it always kind of cracks me up because
I have no
these trans
context.
identifying men who are biological males wanting to be women. Every time they get upset, we see this type of reaction. I've seen this reaction multiple times on social media, whether it be in a store.
Source, I would.
Well, I mean, all you'd have to do as a source is find literally any other video of a trans woman going crazy. I mean, do we want It's Ma'am? Do we want... Who's that fucking person? There was that one that, like, ripped her wig off and stuff.
Ran into me because you're a transphobe and you're having a bad life.
I have trans friends.
So why did you walk into me like that?
You're looking for problems and you're purposely antagonizing me.
Am I?
So I'm gonna give you a minute and then I'm gonna call the cops. Because you was going in that direction and now you're following me to this location and I'm gonna stand here for 1 minute.
Have you liked the stream? You should like the stream. Also, check the description. Check the links. I hate how people ask for sources all the time. It's just thought time. Yeah. Oh, have you got a source? Guess not. Well, I can just dismiss that point then. It's like, well, no, not really. It's just your way of being closed-minded, I guess.
Antagonize me.
Okay, what's your name?
You're a black woman calling a call on a trans woman, and I just want you to
What's your name?
I want you to think about that.
Okay,
Oof, them teeth. Listen, People fucking go on about British people having bad teeth. What the fuck is going on here? There's so many Americans that have the worst fucking teeth ever. I get so triggered. I'm joking.
You're a black woman calling the cops
Go ahead.
on a trans woman.
Continue to walk.
And I want you to think about that.
We're at 30.
All trans women are unhinged. I don't know what his point is. No, he's saying that we seem to see these kind of freakouts happen a lot. The freakout is still to come on this one. Alec Gunter is saying, source, I don't think trans women get unhinged or something, when it's like, you can find them very easily. You know what I mean?
37 seconds.
I'm going to pray for you.
Listen. All you have to do is watch that fucking Max video. If it's too long, then just find the comment that Reverse did with all the timestamps. Tell me how feminine that is.
Going to hang.
Because
I'm going to stop recording at 1 minute, and I'm going to call the cops if you're still in my area. I haven't offended you in any way.
You hit me on the sidewalk with your body.
Me.
You hit me.
Honey.
It's not honey anymore, bitch. It's not honey.
Right.
It's not honey, bitch.
We're just going to patiently wait for the cops.
Very feminine.
Yes, we are.
This is getting...
You're a hypocrite.
It's
you're a
getting
liberal
a little bit more
hypocrite.
aggressive.
And you're a bitch.
Liberal hypocrite. Listen, we've got our... you know... This particular one could have gone badly. Yeah. This person is, like, aggressive. I would be like... No, thank you. Jesus, fuck. I know the person who got misgendered about Burger King. Candace Owens called them, she ran off the internet. Yeah, those people are crazy. Listen, I'm not down with, like, Candace Owens and, like, those kind of people. You know what I mean? You're a black woman calling the cops on a trans woman. Yeah, fuck me. I see tons of cis women freak out in public, especially during the pandemic. Yeah, it happens too, but the thing is, like, if you're a male going as a woman, that's fine. But if you act in an aggressive way, you're gonna get referred to as a male for it, especially if you rip your wig off, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, trans people probably are held to a higher standard because we're kind of freaks by default. We have to put in a lot more work to seem normal, and stuff like this is not really, like, it's not really helpful.
Yeah, I am aggressive. I have PTSD, bitch.
Okay.
You fuck with the
Your trauma is everyone else's problem, apparently.
wrong tranny today, bitch.
Yeah, this person says they're a woman. It's like, you just can't do this, you know? As shitty as things are, or probably aren't, because this person just got bumped slightly. I don't fucking know. Like, there's a word called dignity that I think a lot of trans people don't have in their vernacular. And you need dignity. You need to be able to take stuff on the chin. It's just how it is. The world isn't kind, unfortunately. We can't remake it in our image. We can't remake it to be how we want it. So people are going to have to just accept that people are going to be shitty to you occasionally, and exploding in male rage is not going to help anything. So many people can play the Oppression Olympics, but at what cost? Who declares the winner? It's a stupid, petty game to play. Yep, indeed. I'd rather not play. I'm a white person. I am in an English-speaking country. I'm native to... I'm not oppressed. I have a house, all that shit. You know, it's fine. Dignity goes out the window in your hairline. Is that fine? This person chose to rip the wig off. Okay, that's as you know. When it gets to that point, you know, that's your own fault.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's what you should be doing. You should be deleting that fucking video.
I will not, because I feel.
I have a lawyer. I have 2 and 3 lawyers, honey. I will sue your pants off.
I'm not gonna speak anymore. Okay?
I will sue your pants off.
I mean, the obvious thing is, yeah, anyone shouldn't be acting this way, but it's when you're trans, it's just different. You are held to a higher standard. I don't know what else to fucking say. I don't think you're a freak. Oh, I definitely am, trust me. Women can be aggressive, so it seems like an unfair standard. Do you think women are often aggressive in this way? Do you think that it's the same when it's a woman or a man being aggressive, especially if the man's bigger? I don't really know his size, to be fair. Even if it's an unfair standard, the world is unfair. Like, you're a male trying to be taken as a female. You have to kind of play the game. And if you don't want to, then you're not going to get on very well, you know?
I'm not speaking anymore.
Good.
Besides anything else, this person's like source. When someone says, well, we're always seeing these trans women freak. Unfortunately, it happens. You can't, you know, it's easy to just avoid the argument by saying source, but it just doesn't work. Like, I could have shown God knows how many things
I risk my life every day getting ready in the morning, and you have the temerity to hit me with your butt.
Temerity?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hands are shaking because I have anxiety currently because of this individual is not leaving me alone.
Why is the hair so short? They've got a wig that they removed.
You need therapy. And you know what? You'd be better off in the hood, because the hood people, they know how.
This is what so many of these people are like as well. This is just like trans fucking Twitter, or like some of my comment sections. Oh, thank you, Aaron Detweiler. Thank you so much. You're very kind.
No.
Breaking the seal here. Why has no one given money? I'm supporting you because you are willing to discuss and try to find solutions. Respect ya.
Oh, thank you so much, Aaron Detweiler. Thank you. Sometimes if women act like that, it seems unnecessary to bring up gender identity. Well, the thing is, I mean, first off, it's not about gender identity. The person that is in front of this person is a male. It's just different when a fucking male is going at you like that to a female, especially if you are a female. Like, you have to remember that sex exists, ultimately. I don't even think gender identity exists, but that's just me. We all have our own self-identity. Yes, your gender factors into that, but just making stuff up and saying that's what you are is not really anything, in my opinion.
How to act.
Okay.
They know how we treat each other. You went to Bard.
Yeah, this is like all these fucking freaks on Twitter. All these freaks every time I say something that gets people offended in one of my videos. Like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. Like, what the fuck? Like, Jesus Christ.
You have a master's, you have an MBA.
I am currently starting to shake more because this individual would not leave me alone.
Fuck you! I have PTSD from being assaulted by people like you.
People like what, black women?
And by that I mean insecure assholes. I'm not a racist, in case that's where you're gonna oh, racist trans woman.
Talking to herself.
Attacks me on sidewalk. You assaulted me on the sidewalk, and then you called the cops on me.
I think I see lights coming down.
Good. It's taking so long.
Anyway, you get the point. So, source, there we go.
I would love to see the studies that you have on...
Why do you need studies? What the fuck are you talking about? He has to clarify. Yeah. Thing is, situations can escalate quickly when emotions aren't under control. Yeah, well, I don't know. This is what happens, unfortunately. We can think about what problems this person or that person has that aren't getting fixed. But if they get filmed on the internet, if they get filmed, it's going to be put on the internet acting like that. It's going to happen. I'm sorry.
trans women melting down like this, you know? Like
Like, where would there be a study on trans women melting down? It's just, occasionally it happens, you know what I mean? This is the thing that pisses me off about people like this. They're just blatantly bullshitting because they don't want to engage in anything the other person's saying. Like, I shouldn't have to sit there being like, no, actually, here's a video of someone doing the exact kind of thing that this Chuck guy's talking about. Here's another one. How many do you want? Like, just don't fucking bullshit. Just engage with the shit they're saying. Don't bullshit people. Like, allyship isn't bullshitting. That's the opposite, if anything. That feels like a grift. Studies for video evidence that you can find in 10 seconds. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Is this debate bro shit, I guess? Like, yeah, miss me with that shit.
It's just anecdotes, right? It's just like 1 or 2 videos of this person has seen, maybe like 5 that they've seen of
maybe like 5. Why doesn't this logic extend to cis women exhibiting male rage? Why doesn't it apply to cis women when trans women exhibit male rage? I'll let you think about that.
Trans women melting down, which of course is going to happen when you have a transphobic society, as that this person is
What? I have never fucking melted down in public. This has got nothing to do with a transphobic fucking society. You're just making up context when you've already said there isn't any. So why make something up then?
Contributing to.
Whether it be
so
with
that's
Ben
cool.
Shapiro.
Yeah, exactly what Paddy's saying. Like, he doesn't have to engage because he's been like, oh, well, you don't have a study for that, so... And then it's like, on to the next thing. Oh, well, you know, actually it's like this, dumbass, or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, listen, good faith. I'm gonna be nice to Alec Gunter here. It's a good faith criticism, okay? There's no meanness here. Only meanness on there's gonna be plenty, I'm sure, but hey.
Thank you.
Whether it be out and about in front of a school.
Oh, wait. Are you actually going to show this one? This one's hilarious.
Well, no.
What are your genetics?
This one's hilarious. Oh, he thinks this is cool. He thinks this is like based because he's an idiot. Sorry, that was too much. Lots of people behave it badly. All getting filmed. Put on the internet for all to see. Just choose your courses, your Republicans, Dems, Karen. True, yeah. Why doesn't rage of any kind or public outburst expend towards cis women? Well, if you think about it from the other side, it kind of comes across like, look at these supposed women like exhibiting this like male rage, like this aggression towards other women. Why would we want them in our spaces? That's kind of what the other side is thinking. So you kind of have to consider it from that side. That's what's unique about like the trans people versus the cis people. All you're really doing is being like, what about this? You're not actually engaging with what's going on. Like, it's very easy to do that. It's more difficult to actually engage and understand that maybe there's some things that are not great about the situation you're looking at. And by the way, this is wildly inappropriate. She's like, you'll be going home in an ambulance or something. Like, just don't do this. Question, what do you think about a law protecting a woman's rights to request exclusion of natal males? I think it would depend on the space. Maybe. What is male rage? Are you male or female? Have you had testosterone in your body at any time? That kind of outburst is gender affirming. Listen, you know male rage is different to female rage, but sure. Keep going, I guess. Idea would be it protects women's right to request exclusion, so you don't have to get caught. Maybe, like, I'll think about that more. Because it's a difficult one.
So that's...
I guess the issues with it would probably be like the likelihood of even running into a trans woman in the first place, how much like distress their specific presence is going to cause, because it varies from one to another. Plenty of trans women look just like women, you know. Couldn't answer the question. What is male rage and how is it different from female rage? What do you think? Have you been on testosterone at any time in your life, either through natural puberty or through injecting? Just answer what I'm saying, because that will help answer the question. How about calm the fuck down and think a little bit. It's fine. You're with friends. We're all super cool, actually, just because I'm a fucking true scum.
Stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, this is cringe. I don't know why he thinks this is cool, but, you know, performative ally, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
Sorry, she was slaying there. I'm
slay. Oh my god.
Sorry, she was slaying there.
Oh god, I remember this. This was like they didn't call someone a they, that was a they. And this trans manager, well, she ended up getting fired. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Some women produce higher testosterone. Yep, they sure do.
It's like...
Are you on Twitter? Seth IDK, your name sounds familiar. Are you on Twitter? I closed Twitter ages ago because I can't be fucked with it anymore. I don't know, your name sounds familiar. Unless you're someone that has been swaying out at me about my Powered by Rainbows video. Listen, maybe I said stuff that was a bit ill-advised, but that channel is filling people's heads with shit. There's far bigger things to care about than that shit. You know what I mean? Than me thinking it's a bit weird the way he says, like, oh, all these people having to go home to their homophobic cis families. I don't know what he said, to be fair. I don't remember, but I know what these kind of people are saying. So, hey. Always great seeing the veil of female social norms break and the man underneath come out. Exactly. That's what you have to avoid. If you're trans, you do have to hold yourself to a higher standard. That's how it is. And, like, we act like we shouldn't be held to a higher standard and then act like fucking freaks, like on Twitter and on fucking in public and on the internet and on YouTube and fucking lie to everyone and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, we should hold ourselves to any standards, let alone fucking higher standards. Twitter. I say Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, you want Twitter. But yeah, I don't know if this person is from Twitter, or I think they're from Twitter, probably.
Hey, if you're being transphobic in the workplace, especially a Starbucks of all fucking places, like, yeah, get out. I mean, I think this is a Starbucks.
You don't even know what happened. Why is it? Oh, there's no context. Now there's no context too. And you're like, yeah, if you're being transphobic, then yeah, you don't even fucking know. Has he even seen this fucking shit? I don't know.
Bucks, it looks like it. Yeah, you're gonna.
He doesn't fucking know. He hasn't seen it. He's just assuming the trans person is right. See what I mean? Performative allyship. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm trying to be nice and I can't because it's so fucking obvious. Why can't anyone else see it but me? It's so annoying. Anyway, I'm fine.
Gonna be kicked out. Sorry.
Call me transphobic.
Clapping in her face. What are you doing? You're like, Jesus fucking Christ. You commented on a YouTube video. Twitter is trash. Okay, fair enough. I'm wrong. That's fine. But hey, listen, you get my point with the other stuff. Like, there's a difference between males and females. We have to accept this. And if we can't, then this is just going to always be a problem. And eventually, there's going to be no one left who takes this shit seriously. And that's fine. I don't want to be taken seriously anyway.
Don't call me transphobic.
He doesn't give a... You know what? This is so cooked. This is so cooked. I actually remember seeing an article about this, so I know I don't remember the entire context. I'm pretty sure that couple would referred to a non-binary person as he or her rather than they. And then this manager came out upset about it, doing the clapping in the face while being like half a foot taller than this woman. You know, I'm sure there's nothing intimidating about that. Jesus Christ. This is what I mean about like male rage versus female rage. It's just different. If you're not a woman, then maybe talk to some women about how they feel if a man's like screaming in their face, and whether they can even really feel or notice the difference if it's a trans woman who's towering over them, screaming at them in the face instead of a man, you know.
Bruv, I was only saying that you're a man when you're clearly trying to identify as a woman, but that's not trans.
Yeah, it wasn't even the manager that it started on. I'm sure of it. Do you want me to? I can fucking find it. Like, who cares? I'll fucking let's give Alec Gunter the source, okay? Let's give Alec Gunter the source. What was I doing? I do not want to read fucking pink news. Oh, I don't know. Because apparently she allegedly put her hands on the guy as well. But that's what this shit's saying, you know what I mean? I obviously, New York Post, don't know where they lean politically, blah, 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 bias, etc. You don't want to accept the biological differences. You still have to contend with the socialization effect of either growing up men or women. That's also true, yes. My socialization was male. Can't change that. Never will. I don't really call myself a female. So yeah, you're calling me a man. You're being transphobic, Karen. Now, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's a little bit sexist, really. Like, just why? Just why? We have to be able to take misgendering better than this. You know what I mean? We have to be able to handle this shit. Like, this is crazy. Anyway. So we know what happened.
Phobic, bruv. It's Tuesday.
You can't just threaten people because you're upset with them or because they misgendered you. That's not how society works.
That is literally how society has always worked. Have you?
Is it? I feel like Chuck made the most obvious point of all time there.
Really trying to.
You can't just threaten people because you're upset with them or because they misgendered you. That's not how society works.
Like, that's a fairly obvious point, right? People are affected with BPD. True. I don't know. It's not an easy answer, but ultimately, whatever problems you've got, you have to try and get it sorted. It's not anyone else's problem. I try not to take my problems out on anyone else. I probably don't always manage it because, I don't know, there's a lot to deal with. Unfortunately, it's just how life is for some of us. And yet I'm still not oppressed somehow, I don't know. But like, yeah, as much as I feel bad for people, it's like someone losing their job over that. Like, yeah, you probably should have lost your job over that because that's crazy.
That is literally how society has always worked. Have you ever misgendered a cis person? Go ahead. Go try it one day. Go.
Most of them don't give a shit. They probably just think it's a bit odd that you're calling them a he or something.
Go find a loosely androgynous person and call them, like, but you can still tell what their gender is, and call them the wrong gender. Call them by the wrong...
Sounds like you're talking about non-binary, but sure.
Gender. They get pissed. All right, I've done this like 3 times before that I remember. They get absolutely pissed.
It's not really the same though, is it? I mean, you're calling a woman a man. She's going to think that you think she looks like a man. I don't think most women want to look like a man. You call a man a woman, you're calling them like feminine or like weak or something. That's what they're going to think potentially. It's not really the same, because if you call me a woman, if you call me a man, like back when I used to mind it a lot more than I do, I just don't really care anymore. But like, if you call me a man, to me, it's not hurtful because I think you're calling me like weak or small or something. It's hurtful because I have a compulsion to be like feminine, should I say. I can't be female, obviously. But like, and like some like more butch women don't like being called men. Like, just because they have a masculine way of presenting, that doesn't mean that they're literally a fucking man. They might not want to be called a man. Like, it's a little bit like, source, I need to study for cis people freaking out. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. This is how society has always worked. I don't know what society Alex Gunt has lived in. I think he's from Ohio, so maybe this does actually make sense. So yeah, I don't know. Any Ohioans, please feel free to weigh in.
Fraud at the mouth, okay? Yeah, this is exactly how society works. And then you correct, like, most trans people are fine, okay? They're fine if you misgender them the first time. Like, that's usually not a big deal to them, at least externally. Maybe internally it causes them some stress.
Well, it depends who it is. And even, like, these people complain on TikTok, like, oh, this person called me this and it, like, really ruined my day. It's like, I don't know, you still might misgender someone and think, oh shit, did I say that? Like, now I have to feel bad, even though I had no way of knowing. I don't know, like... He doesn't seem to understand, like, any perspective, let alone pro-trans or, like, anti-trans. I think there's offensive misgendering and actually accidentally misgendering. Yeah, there is. But, I mean... We haven't even started talking about, like, the differences and stuff here. He's just kind of lumping it in, like, as misgendering. And, like, I don't know. For me, if someone's trying to be offensive, that's when I'm least likely to get offended, personally. Like, I worked at Weatherspoon when I was just starting my transition on the bar in, like, a town where, like, it was near an army base. You'd get these 21-year-old fucking squaddies who looked about 10 and, like, swear at you and stuff when you don't serve them because they've got no fucking ID. And like, you'd get ones like calling me a tranny, calling me all sorts of fucking shit. And because they're trying to be offensive, I just don't give a shit. Like, that's like literally what I expect you to say. I don't know. I used to live in Ohio as a kid. It was okay. I know a song or two about Ohio because I like Sunkill Moon, but that's about it. He's allowed to make this comment in the face of it's ma'am examples because no study, bro.
Which is understandable. But from my experience, you misgender somebody, you just correct yourself and move on. Okay, this is what I always say. Like, if you walk up to somebody and say, hello, sir.
I mean, this is basically true, but like, I don't know, what are you even saying?
And they correct you to ma'am, and you're like, well, actually, I clocked you as a man, so therefore, I'm going to continue calling you man. Like, that's...
Well, yeah, you can't force someone to call you something that they're not willing to call you because you don't have the right to the words out of others' mouths. That's just kind of how it is. You know?
Stupid. That you're being the weird and abnormal one. Yeah, you can't provoke people into a reaction and claim innocence. Exactly.
Unfortunately for you.
You can't provoke people into reaction and claim innocence. But what? It depends if you're provoking people. Did I miss something?
And they correct you to ma'am, and you're like, well, actually, I clocked you as a man, so therefore, I'm going to continue.
I mean, why would you be continuing this conversation if you don't like someone calling you something constantly? Then, like, okay, whatever, bro. Like, see you later. Hopefully not.
calling you man, like, that's stupid. That you're being the weird and abnormal one. Yeah, you
Keep special hours for folks like you. Try coming back half past never.
can't provoke people into a reaction and claim innocence. Exactly.
Unfortunately for you, it's not how it works. And also, if you're trying to
provoking
convey
people.
the essence.
Who's provoking who? We're still talking about the Starbucks. Wait, are we on Zoe Tour? With Zoe Tour, this one. Does he just forget what's going on? I'm not sure.
Of a woman and femininity and all the things that a woman.
Like what? What is this? Just start saying fuck you. He's kind of right here. If it's a trans person saying this, actually no, he would say the same thing. Because these kinds of people hate trans people that actually know what's going on and have a fucking brain. Some people are just dicks. What a revelation. Yeah, I know, right? Jesus.
Fuck you.
Entails. Do you really think acting?
What is necessary about this? Imagine I just sit here and I'm like, oh, fuck you. You're so dumb. Alec Gonza, fuck you. Saying dumb shit about society when you don't look like you ever leave your house.
Like the Hulk on steroids is a good look.
Unlike.
Oh, you just walked into it.
Excuse me. Oh my God.
Yeah, you deserved it. Oh my God. In my opinion.
So you're not going to give me a driver's license?
That isn't cool either. But like, why can't we ever talk about like the trans shit without someone being like, yeah, well, what about these people? Like, yeah, talk about them in the next fucking episode then. I don't fucking know. I talk about trans things because I'm trans. I'm not a woman. Oh, have a good day. Have a good sleep or whatever. Sorry, Ham Popper. I am tired. The end result of the pronoun culture war is the majority of people are going to default to using they, them for everyone. Yes, yes. And transsexuals don't like this. And you know what? So many transsexuals, they're being like, oh, you know, you should affirm everyone's pronouns. Everyone's pronouns are valid. And then the next time it's, why is no one calling me a she, her? Everyone just calls me a they. It's because no one knows what to fucking call anyone anymore. I don't know what to call anyone anymore. It's ridiculous. It's become stupid. And if it's in progress of fucking gender abolition, then quite frankly, I'm never calling someone a they again. But hey, I don't know. I got misgendered by some drunk tarts despite not being trans and only having long hair. You can tell when it's accidental and when it's an attempt to provoke. Well, yeah, exactly. And some people are always going to do it. So, like, what are you supposed to fucking do? I don't know. There's always going to be, like, an asshole. And if he's not having a go at me because I'm a tranny, he's having a go at the person walking behind me because, I don't know, any fucking number of reasons. Because a lot of these people, it's not even that they're transphobic. They just want to have a go at someone.
License.
I'm not going to give you a driver's license. I don't have to give you a driver's license.
Like, what is this proving? Women do shitty things too? Yeah. Like, amazing. Just like whoever was in my chat earlier. Like, what about women that do it? Well, how are we supposed to ever have a conversation about anything else if all you're ever doing is, what about this? What about that? It drives me insane. Anyway, what time is it over here? It is 7:04 currently. 7:04 p.m. I think my partner's out all night. Charlie's working till 8, but I think she's going out afterwards, and I do not feel like going out. I don't like going out in general. The drunk non-binary person. Oh, the one that was, all these videos are going to be ridiculously long. Yes, this generational trauma. Oh my God. I have seen this before.
What's going on?
Okay. Well, can I just look for the insurance real quick? Because that's what you asked for first.
Sure.
Sorry, I just have like really bad social anxiety and stuff.
I get you. So, just a heads up, I don't want to be out here any longer than you do. We walk back to my car, I look it up on my computer, and I get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead, step out for me.
What are you looking for?
She's drunk or whatever, she gets arrested.
Where you left off, ma'am. I didn't instruct you to stop.
Throwing out whataboutism solves nothing, it's deflecting. Yes, people don't want to talk about things and they want to disrupt others, but it doesn't work. And the thing is, so many trans people do this. And what happens is those kind of debates and conversations still happen, but without these trans people because they're recusing themselves. It's just useless. Like, just don't bother. If all you've got to say is, well, what about this thing? Then just shut up, quite frankly. It's like that Heather Herbert shit on Talk TV. Like, watch my old shit. Like, the oldest shit on there. You've got all these people that go on these, like, Talk TV things. And all they say is like, well, what about this? You aren't even talking about this, and this is a much bigger issue. It's like, what's the point? What's the point? You're going to be there for 5 minutes saying, what about this? And then it'll move on. and it'll just be more cis people talking about trans issues. If that's what you want, then congratulations, I guess.
Stop yet.
You said until 2006 and 2010.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
All right, you go ahead. Stop. You're gonna get a resistance.
Dude,
You're gonna get a resistance.
I don't.
Don't resist.
Don't.
Listen to me. Don't resist.
Don't. You're being a white man and don't. I followed all of your shit. Like.
Don't resist.
No, yeah, I followed all of your shit.
Don't resist.
I followed all of your shit. You're fucking white.
Don't resist.
Don't do anything.
Here, give us the other hand.
I know it. As an indigenous person.
What about the guards abuse? Yeah, true. I mean, the guards abuse, I presume, is an argument to say that maybe we don't need more males in females' prisons, if anything, but hey.
Like, fuck you guys.
So you're gonna be placed under arrest for driving under the influence tonight, ma'am. What do you have in your mouth?
Nothing. Ew.
What do you have in your mouth?
Nothing. You guys are just scaring me.
Lift your tongue. Lift your tongue for me.
You guys are scaring me.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yes, there is. It's called fucking generational trauma.
Okay, walk around my vehicle.
You fucking asshole.
I think this person's like 1/16th Cherokee or something, maybe.
Have a seat.
No.
Have a seat.
I mean, I will, but like, can I just see you guys are being fucking assholes about
No, I mean, I will.
somebody who suffers from generational trauma, PTSD, and depression and suicidal tendencies?
Yeah, can you go around?
Do you want me to put it in for you so that you don't feel so fucking guilty?
I have this guy for that.
You fucking douchebag.
545 signal. Oh, that 41, 1015, 1047, mouth free and clear. On my watch, 0254 hours. I'm gonna read something to you real quick. Listen to me, I'm about to tell you.
I don't know. Do you think the people of North Korea deserve to be almost run over by drunk people behind the wheel? I think that sounds mean. They should stay in America.
Something important. You're under arrest for driving under the influence of intoxicating alcohol and or drugs. The New Mexico Implied Consent Act requires you to submit to a breath test to determine the alcohol content of your blood. After you take our test, you have the right to choose an additional independent test. If you choose to take this additional independent test, you have the right to a reasonable opportunity to arrange for a physician, licensed nurse, or laboratory technician or technologist who is employed by a hospital or physician of your own choice to perform an additional chemical test. The cost of this additional test will be paid for by the law enforcement agency.
I see you're shaking too, because your anxiety is bad, just as mine.
Do you want me to repeat that paragraph for you?
Yes, that's what I just
So if you choose to take this additional independent
Okay, I'm sure there was another bit where she's like, as a non-binary person, fuck you guys, but you're being a white male. I love this shit. Anyway, Alex Gunt, we were doing something.
I just find it very interesting that Karens get to maintain their womanhood, but trans...
They get to maintain their womanhood? Is that even what's important right now? This is so stupid. Yeah, they get to retain their womanhood. They don't get to retain their dignity because they just got filmed fucking freaking out. Yeah, in some respects, I guess it is the same. But every time someone wants to talk about, like, trans specifically, it's like we can't because we have to generalize it to all people. Well, what about if we start being like, well, why are you targeting Karens? Why are you targeting women? That's kind of misogynist. Why aren't you showing cisgender white males freaking out? You know what I mean? So she, they can spew whatever vitriol they wants at an officer of the law, but everyone else is expected to be extra deferential. Yes, that sounds about right.
Trans women don't. Like their womanhood is completely hinging upon whether or not they behave well in public, like well enough for your standards in public.
Well, in the moment, it kind of is like that. Just like in the moment when I'm out and about, my womanhood, according to other people, depends on how I look and how I act. This kind of is how it is, and you have to be kind of cognizant of that. Like, I've kind of had to teach myself to be ultra cognizant of that shit at all times because I'm crazy in like about 5 different fucking 1,000 different ways. So like, I know this shit, and I know it's true, and I know it's not fair, and it sucks, and it's like reality is transphobic. Unfortunately, that is the case. It's okay though. Just use your brain and just keep an eye on what the fuck's going on, and just, I don't know, fucking think for yourselves for once. Stop making everyone, like, deal with all your problems. That would be nice. What's Alec Gunter going to call transphobic this time? Curly Boy Chuck, who is a YouTuber who said some really mild stuff, and now Alec Gunter's like, fuck you, which I think is inappropriate, but hey, male rage, it comes out. This is what I'm talking about, male rage.
Public. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
I mean, look how fast that trans-identifying man showed his masculinity. I mean, ready to fight another guy in the street because he said
something famously women never do.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Women don't do that.
How many women, and I'm talking about women who by birth are female, how many women at that stage in life are going...
See how much easier it is to just say cis women rather than women that are female?
Or just say trans women and women. Trans men and men. That's better. I like that.
By birth. Just say cis women.
Going up to men wanting to fight them. How many? How many women hear something from a man that they don't like, and their first instinct is to say, let's fight.
There are entire Karen compilations, and also it's usually not the first instinct, okay?
There's entire fucking compilations of both. He's just, now that we've like set up the distraction, that's just going to be the rest of the thing, is like, well, comparing it to women, like, well, whatever's shown is not going to be good enough. Alec might be the first instance of soy void rage. Yes, true. Hi, Tame Pepper. How you doing? Was he implying women often fight in public when insulted?
Like, there's...
The thing is, the other thing to remember is, like, often these trans people seem to be, like, flying off the handle at almost nothing. And yeah, it happens with women as well, but I experience it all the time, I feel. Where people just, like, lose their shit. Like, if it's on the internet, I guess people think they're hard, but, you know.
There's a lot of context. You're just being dishonest, dude. You're dishonest.
There's a lot of context missing, like, for you both.
This piece of shit, sorry.
Let's go.
And then the conclusion, like, concluding on this guy based on, I can't even see the time thing. It's about 4 minutes, most. Like, imagine, like, I don't know. I think I generally criticize what he's saying instead of just being like, no, you're stupid, fuck you, dude, fuck you. Like, I think there's just a difference. Like, you can be classy, you can still criticize people and be a bit classy about it, and that's something I'm fucking working on for sure, but I don't know, what's he even engaging with?
In the real world,
you keep out the context on purpose.
Women, they can't do that. See, in the real world, when women are disrespected by a man or disrespected by a male figure, they can't just box them in the street. That's not how it works. See, they don't have the privilege to...
Their entire...
People can say all sorts of things on the internet because they won't get punished. Yeah, but it kind of makes you wonder how they'd act like in person. Quite often I find that people's Twitter energy is complete bullshit. Like, you look at someone like Alejandra Caraballo, when she's getting read to filth by that Nancy Mace. Personal favorite video of mine, because I hate that fucking radical shit. It's cringe. Just cut it the fuck out. But yeah, occasionally you come across, like, that Max person, they have the same energy on Twitter and, like, talking, which is at least consistent, I'll give them that. But it's also, like, it's off-putting, you know? Like, not many people are gonna want to watch a person like that, ultimately.
Compilations of that happening all the time. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What? And also, whether or not you're a woman... Okay, so, just to be clear, right?
Physically attacking someone as a cis woman is still different from physically attacking someone as a trans woman. Like, it just is different, especially if when they're attacking another woman, you know, especially when a trans woman is attacking a woman.
If I could show you an example of a cis woman doing what these trans women did, or something similar to it, right, like going off the rails, you would say that person is no longer a woman. Is that correct?
Brad Palumbo does a good job tastefully dunking on these trans radicals. Yeah. He did a react to Alec Gunter shitting on him, and then apparently Alec Gunter reacted back to him. I didn't even know what Brad could have said that was that bad. It was a pretty tame, when I say tame, that sounds like an insult, but, like, he's not exactly, like, screaming about it, you know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of clapping back, and I've no idea what terrible thing he would have said, but I guess he'll react to anything, and just, the formula's there, no, dumbass, what about this thing? Dumbass, you know what I mean? There's all sorts of people out there embarrassing themselves. True, yeah. True. But ultimately, if you're trans and you're filmed exhibiting male rage whilst trying to be a woman, it's going to look bad, and it's going to make at least some women think about whether they want those kind of people in their spaces. Like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. And if he could understand that, he'd probably have a very different tune, but I don't know. My hunch is that this is just a grift, so hey.
Because that would be an interesting criteria for what you consider a woman. It'd just be interesting.
To be able to assert their sudden maleness when it's appropriate or when it's convenient. Because what we saw right there.
Yeah, like, how do we know that trans women never, like, switch into male mode to, like, intimidate people and stuff? You know what I mean? Calling Brad Palumbo, who's debated Michael Knowles from a pro-trans side, transphobic is crazy. Yeah, these people are that bad. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Jubilee thing. Do I want to watch it again? I don't know. I'll find a random clip. He, like, calls this black woman a bitch afterwards. Alec Gunter. Alec, white liberal. Same person. Here we go. The Jubilee juggernaut. Listen, I don't remember him saying the N-word, but this old lady next to him, I'm pretty sure on his stream, like, reviewing his own performance, he, like, called her a bitch and stuff. It was, like, disgusting. This guy used to be, like, an alt-writer. Is he trying to be Lily? Oh, fucking, I don't know.
Accomplished its purpose. Why do we still see the disparities that we do in the professional workplace? If you average white wealth and compare it to black wealth totals, white people as a whole have about 50
White people have more money than black people. Wow.
50 times greater wealth than black people as a whole, per capita. So I just don't understand why you think affirmative action has accomplished its purpose. I don't see
curious,
that.
Why do you assume that just because there is a disparity means it's because of a racial issue?
What else would it be from?
I mean,
upbringing, economic abilities,
desire to
skills.
go, desire to.
I mean,
So
zip
it was
code
their
does
fault.
play a lot. If you grow up in a neighborhood
Sometimes it is a person's fault, you know?
that experiences a lot of trauma, you're not as likely to do as well in school, which means you're.
Why did they grow up in a neighborhood that experiences a lot of trauma?
I mean, lots of people do.
Yes,
live in
but
a-
why specifically do more black people?
Government assistance programs.
Government assistance programs, like what?
Try redlining.
I mean, you can go into that if you'd like to, but let's
It
take a
is
look
relevant.
at the Great Societies Act, which was created to kick black fathers out of the home and get black mothers.
Oh, this man here, Alec calls this guy a bootlicker at some point because he was friends with, like, police. Of course he's ACAB, obviously.
Others on welfare assistance. These things aren't beneficial for economics. These things aren't beneficial for actually paving a way for success for black children and black families. I mean, reducing a two-family household to a one-family household.
Money doesn't mean anything if they don't know what to do with the money or how to handle the money. So if the primary issue in black
I'm trying to remember where the good parts were. Like, are people just watching it for density or, like, what?
Responsibility for something, well, then you're right. But if I'm saying, well, maybe there are some people.
Like, honestly can't remember where the funny bits are anyway.
Around him advising him falsely,
Dude,
it's infantilizing.
He was the president.
There's no good way.
He called the shots. What are you talking about?
The only path forward to solving illegal immigration starts.
Yeah, the Blair White Blossom one, that was crazy. Like, I've seen bits of it. Like, there was that, like, bald man that is non-binary or some shit, you know what I mean? He's sloshed. Who's sloshed? I don't know. Yeah, like, the Blossom person was crazy. There was that non-binary person that was, like, complaining that they don't know what fucking bathroom to use. Like, you've got a cock. Use the men's. Just go in the fucking men's. You don't look like you're trying to be a woman, so go in the men's. You know?
Starts with amnesty for everybody here. The reality is there's some 10 to 15 million illegal immigrants here. We're not deporting them all.
with the people who are already here,
The last thing I cared about was taxes. That was a good one, yeah. Was there any? I can't remember.
Spend their entire time looking at black kids in that classroom. How was I supposed to not?
Yeah, I saw the trans versus detrans one that I think Samantha Lux or someone else was on. To me, it felt like the empathy was, like, switching on and off like a light bulb, you know? Really going after Blair. Yeah, they all do. They all fucking hate Blair. They hate anyone who's trans who thinks differently to the doctrine. So, like, I'm not a right winger. I'm tamer than Blair White, I would like to think, in terms of the shit that I say. And, like, I still get the same shit ultimately. Like, if I get anywhere near the kind of level that Blair White gets, I assume that I'm going to get tons of shit from these kinds of people. And that's fair enough, you know? Not everyone can have a brain. That's just how humanity is. She even agreed with one and got attacked. Yeah. She can't do anything. She is the punching bag of these fucking soy people.
Think, wow, these people are feeling guilty for something that they have no involvement in and I have no involvement in.
Every kid in my classroom understood the context.
People hate feeling uncomfortable, and obviously you don't want to feel like the bad guy, and so I feel like it comes from a place of like, oh, well, like, let me make sure that I'm different, and like, I'm showing you that I want to like help you, but it comes across like, I think it can land very poorly.
I'll tell you what, stop it. Stop.
He calls this woman a bitch. Like, she seems really sweet to me. I don't know.
Because what happens is when you put yourself as the white savior, what you do is you elevate yourself above the black person.
Like, isn't she right? And isn't that kind of what Alex Gunt here is doing? Trying to be some kind of trans savior? Who asked for this, by the way? Who's asking for this? Apart from these people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Was all man. It was. Women, for the most part, don't act like that. And if they do...
This is also misinterest because men don't always act like that. Like, you're just assuming that men are...
He's lacking nuance, I'll give that.
...are always, like, flipping their shit and, like, this is the OG clip. Thank you so much.
Favorite book, right? Yeah. Right now I'm reading a great book called Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I hate reading, really. Yeah, I'm sorry for you.
So who's this from? Frankie on the Street clips.
Love you guys. I don't love you.
Kanye 2024?
Who's this from? Frankie on the Street clips.
Love you guys.
Kanye 2024 president. I guess someone still has to have one of these shirts somewhere.
I don't love you. Go away. Very obnoxious.
I think you're helping Democrats.
Okay, so Frankie on the Street.
Ooh, nice burp. Alex gonna get cancelled for not denying the existence of misandry. Probably, yep. Hang on, we're oh, hi Raiders Cat, how you doing? We're gonna make an objective fucking decision on whether the trans person was out of line or not.
I don't love you. Go away. Very obnoxious.
I think you're helping Democrats.
Yeah, like, why not just ignore him? I don't know.
Okay, so Frankie on the Street, let's see what he's all about.
But he's just gonna agree with the other person. I already know. I've already seen this script before because I've watched an Alec Gunter video before, you know what I mean? I know what these woke fucking trans ally types are like. They're all full of shit.
Frankie on the Street, if you smiled once while watching, mission accomplished. Attacked at Kamala Harris rally, American trolls, angry Europeans. This looks like...
Oh, he's gonna use this as a reason to not even engage with anything and assume that he must be in the wrong. He just belched into the mic. Yeah, disgusting. A lot of them do it. I don't know why. Like, you know, gas fucking goes up and down sometimes. You just mute your mic. It's so easy. Just mute. You don't even have to look like you're doing anything. You could be sat there like fucking burping. No one even fucking knows because you're sat still, you know what I mean? Because no one can hear it. Like, just mute it. It's so easy.
Trolling famous TikTokers, very cool. Flirting with college girls, very cool, very good stuff, very normal. Yeah.
Poisoning the well, very cool, very normal. I'm good at this too.
Yeah, it just looks like normal stuff from this guy.
I mean, listen, now we gotta talk because, now we gotta talk.
So she engaged, you know what I mean? Like, just don't. Just leave him. If he seems so annoying and you've got your shit that you're doing, don't engage.
Get the fuck out of my face!
What the fuck?
Like, that came from like nowhere. I mean, hey, listen, it might be edited. We don't know.
Why would you edit it like that?
See, and he's immediately assuming. I told you. Immediately assuming. This is just a grift. This is like nothing. This guy just wants to white knight for trans people so that trans people and allies and shit can fucking support him and have this toxic as fuck fucking community full of complete losers that I've fucking been in for like fucking 10 minutes. And I can tell you it's fucking toxic and disgusting and not anywhere that trans people should be, unless you have the exact same fucking views as this person or the same views as the fucking little cult he has. You know what I mean? It's a grift. This person's not genuine.
Because, now we gotta talk.
Hold on, let me start.
Like, if I was a right-wing grifter, right now, I'd be right here saying, yes, the trans woman's a complete fucking freak. What you fucking doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm doing either. So annoying.
Favorite book, right? Yeah. Right now I'm reading a great book called Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I hate reading, really. Yeah, I'm sorry for you. Love you guys.
Turns out to be a professor. These people are like professors, psychiatrists, all this kind of shit.
Yeah,
They're all fucking wild. Like, them having these qualifications they have and these jobs that they have, it doesn't mean they're not fucking insane. Just saying.
Asshole.
Go away.
Yeah, he's picked a side. He's picked a side. No, I mean, I fucking, I just say things. I don't know. I'm British. Not mean. What is it? Fucking Oasis. Don't they say that all the time? Or Clark. I don't know who that is. I'll have to have a look.
I think you're helping them.
I mean, listen, now we gotta talk because, now we gotta talk.
Get the fuck out of my face now!
Ooh, that was very rude of you.
I mean, what context makes this okay? Like, is he seriously going to say that this isn't going too far? I think this guy seems fucking annoying too. Like, I don't know who the fuck he is. Some kind of, like, provocateur that goes out in the street annoying people. Like, yeah, I get that. I don't like him either. But, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you insane? Have you lost your mind?
Hey, this guy's also probably leaving context out. I'm sure.
Yeah, immediate defense. There we go. Immediate defense.
This was going on for a long time before this actually happened.
The fuck out of my face!
Do you want to go to jail, sir, ma'am? I don't really know what this.
This is what happens. Oh my God, just don't do this. How many times do I need to say it? Like, you do. You have to watch yourself like a fucking hawk. I know this because I have fucking way worse stuff going on with me than being trans. So I genuinely do need to, like, check myself a lot. You know what I mean? And ironically, it's these people that don't have that kind of perspective. They don't understand. And they actually have far less wrong with them than some other people. Like, I don't know. You must know what I'm talking about. Like, I can't keep fucking saying the same shit over and over. Like, this is obvious. It's obvious he's going to take this person's side. There's nothing, like, compelling, almost. Like, the shit he says is funny sometimes, but you already know what he's fucking saying. You already know whose side he's on. Like, as soon as you know who the trans person is, you know whose side he's on. Unless it turns out that they're a fucking Republican or something.
Just call you.
You're fucking done, man.
I'm done.
The fucking police, you just insulted me.
What?
And he doesn't even understand the sheer dissonance of someone looking like this, like dressed like this, with that hair and stuff, talking in that manner. It's the same as the "it's ma'am" thing, you know?
Just call you.
You're fucking done, man.
Like, there's something a bit crazy about that. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm done.
The fucking police, you just insulted me.
Well, listen here, pal.
Yeah, everyone sucks here. Listen, everyone sucks on the screen. You have to have a high level of maturity and restraint. You do, yeah. And I've learned that the hard way, trust me. Like, through growing up, not knowing about any of this shit and not knowing how to get on with people. But I fucking managed somehow, and I've never done anything like this in public. I don't know. And I've had plenty of people have a go at me. Like I said, the jobs that I've worked, people had a go at me a lot. I give plenty of reasons for people not to like me, because I'm that person that sees a fucking drunk as fuck person and says, no, you can't have any more drink. They're not going to like that. They're going to call me names potentially. You know what I mean? The "it's man" bloke turned out to be a groomer or something, apparently. I can't verify, but I wouldn't be surprised.
You are going to go to jail.
And I could fucking tell.
Like, why? You're a professor. I don't know. I'll have to look at that at some point. That's crazy. Like, I saw one YouTube video and it's actually quite boring. Tiffany, rapping stuff.
Tell the police to get you.
I'm vegan.
By the way, what she did was technically assault. You can't do that, okay? So bad
Way fucking sense. Thank you for having the bare fucking minimum amount of fucking sense. I was tested over. Well, yeah, to an extent. I mean, that's what happens when you're actually in a shit situation. You have to learn how to deal with it. Like, if you're at a place where it's your place of work, you've pretty much got no choice but to take the odd bit of shit from people. You kind of learn from it. You learn about picking your battles. You learn about fucking dignity in the face of aggression or whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, hey, listen, he got this bit right. Let's give a massive hand to Alec Gunter, I guess, for being forced to acknowledge that the trans person is not a innocent party in all this. He's really testing his TRA. Yeah, that's the worst thing. Fucking hell.
Reaction from her, not saying it's not, but it also doesn't make her not a woman.
Who fucking cares at this point? Like, if you're a woman, it's almost like, yeah, why are you acting that way? Like, oh my God.
Like, women behave this way a lot, okay? And so do men.
Do they in the same way? Maybe sometimes. Are they often professors? Do they often fucking do it when there's literally a fucking guy with a camera? Like, this is stupidity. There's cameras everywhere. She looks like she's being filmed to do something else with a microphone. She fucking shouts at him through the microphone. Like, this is insane to me. Like, you're a professor. You must know how to act. Anyway.
Men, I'm just saying.
So don't.
And you can't even do that without caveating, by the way.
Don't say that. Listen.
He edited out an insult? Oh, nice.
How did they know that? He clearly cut out him harassing her. Clearly, by what measure? I'd love to see the raw footage. I mean, true, there is cutting. But that doesn't mean you should just assume the worst, if you know what I mean.
Really get the fuck out of my way, right?
And this is ridiculous. What are you doing?
Right now!
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
You do not have a release!
Yeah, so he's also missing a bunch of context, so I think that's enough of that.
They've got no home training.
Ah, he's pussied out. Wait, what was the video called? Oh, look at this. Curly boy Chuck when someone is swearing. Oh no, curly boy Chuck when someone is being discriminated against. Who's being discriminated against? You sad fuck. I need to not read the comments. These people are cooked.
But notice how they can't just have like...
You know what his community is? It's a big fucking soup. And all the people in there, they're fucking long past cooked. They are fucking dead.
All the context there, you know what I mean?
Most women are not going to, in public, decide to get into a fist fight with a man who they know...
It's not just in public, it's on fucking camera. You can see that this guy's an annoying prick with a fucking microphone. You don't have to immediately fucking fly off the handle like that. And there's no justifying it. Unless he fucking hit her, maybe. That clearly didn't happen. If that happened, you'd know.
It's probably going to be stronger than they are. But something tells me...
Have you considered liking the stream? I think you should like the stream, hey.
That trans-identifying man knew that he could take that other guy because they are about the same size, and strength-wise, they probably are equals. That's called privilege. Because
I kind of agree with that, I guess. I mean, you're still going to get some crazy women that are going to do shit, but like, a trans woman is on average going to be a bit bigger and stronger. They might feel they can take on, I mean, I don't know. I'm much stronger than other women I've met that are like my size and height. I'm like 5'10". I'm quite skinny. I'm stronger than I look for sure. Like, you know, there is a bit of a point there. I don't know that I'm blown away by what Chuck is saying, but I'm also not sat here being like, fuck you the whole time, because that's ridiculous, childish, you know?
You're getting to use what works for you when it's convenient, which is something...
Oh my God, this is what these 26.k subscribers tune in for. These hot takes such as, this is stupid.
That women cannot do. So
But again, I feel like a broken record. People freak out like this all the time, regardless of whether they're cis, trans...
Well, you know, we've gone over this, haven't we?
Women or man, or non-binary. Like, people just freak out sometimes.
5'10" gang, yes, exactly.
Times. Okay? Yes, she assaulted him. Yeah.
Yeah, she assaulted him. Yeah, assaulted him. I wish the Kirby was like just a little wider, because then it would look like his head like carries on, and that's like an extra head in his head. You know what I'm saying?
I'm willing to say that. She did assault him. She should not
have... Thank you. There we go. He's willing to say that. I really feel like he had to bite the bullet on this, and there was no alternative. Like, even he can't spin this, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting from this. Maybe I'm being cynical, maybe I'm being bad faith, but this is a grift to me. I'm sorry. Like, I can see it, I can smell it a mile off. I'm not stupid. People think that trans people are stupid enough that they just have to say some nice things about trans people and stick up for a trans person, and that makes them like an ally. That means that they're like helping me. It's bullshit. I don't care. I didn't ask for this. I don't think people should be taking the side of someone like that, because I think someone like that is wrong, irrespective of the other fucking guy with the microphone, who, yeah, is being annoying. In that case, much like the fucking squaddies that used to come up to me and call me a tranny and say that I'm against God and that I have a penis, which, wow, amazing fucking observation. Yes, I'm trans. I had a penis at the time. Amazing. Like, yeah, you kind of get used to taking that shit in stride, taking it on the chin and not fucking flipping out. If this fucking person can't do that when they're much older than I am, when they're a fucking professor, presumably smart in some area or other, like, that's cooked. And you shouldn't be like babying them. You shouldn't be trying to mitigate it. Just say it's bad. That should be a fucking motto for everyone when it comes to talking about trans people. Sometimes just say it's bad. There was, what's this guy's name? Anthony Gramuglia or something. He was like complaining about like thumbnails again on like a Lily Orchard video. Just don't defend people like that. Sometimes just don't. Just say it's bad. Just say this person is bad. You don't need to defend someone. You don't need to be like, oh, well, you're depicting this person in an ugly way and they're a trans person. It's like, have they not been depicting themselves in an ugly way for a long time by acting like a fucking freak? Do you know what I'm saying? This fucking Lily Orchard, like, I haven't spoken about her, but like, there's so much content about this person. They're like deranged as fuck. Maybe another Kirby hat underneath. Yeah, true.
Have come out swinging against him. You can't do that, okay? Even if you're swinging at something in somebody's hand, you can't swing at the microphone.
Yes, and it matters more when you're trans. You have to be extra careful. This is what I'm saying. You can't really do that kind of stereotypical male shit, because you're completely destroying your own fucking identity in the process. I don't even think identity is a thing. It seems important to these people, fair enough, but you're the one fucking yourself over when you do that kind of shit. Like, it's the way the world is. It's like being mentally ill. I have to watch myself more, like I keep saying. I have plenty of reason to really have to fucking scrutinize my own behavior so I don't end up like someone like this. And I've managed somehow. I'm not a professor. I'm not as old as this person. I'm a fucking retard with a bunch of guitars in my house and a mixer and some other shit. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to think, and you have to understand that if you're different, yeah, there are some things that are more difficult, and there are some situations where you need to check yourself a hell of a lot fucking more than these people are sometimes. And he's making excuses for it. Don't make excuses for it. Just say it's bad.
Microphone, that's still assault. Okay? Can't do it. So don't do that. But she's still a woman.
But she's still, who cares? Who fucking cares? And besides which, I don't even know what this fucking person identified as. So how do I know that calling them a woman is even accurate? I don't know what anyone is anymore, because we've made it confusing. Because we're all about fucking gender abolition, which I don't see the point personally. I don't know why we're so obsessed with it. But that's what he is. He's a gender abolitionist as well, you know what I mean?
This doesn't...
So he doesn't even believe this. Like, he doesn't think there should be men or women. I have so much merch I need to make. Anyway, just keep it. It's not, the end is in sight. The end is in sight. I might even watch something else, because like I said, I've got ages. Is this fucking sit here losing my voice and saying a bunch of stuff, one particular thing out of any particular thing is going to get me in trouble with some wokeoids who are going to run to my fucking thing. Oh, you were mean about someone. I don't care.
Doesn't demonstrate, as you can see, the biological maleness of this person dictates that they must freak out in such a manner. Like, that's also misandrist, dude.
It's not that I don't think he has any point, because I don't think Chuck's take was that great, honestly. But yeah, you have to be careful when you're trans. You have to, especially for trans women. Like, yeah, I'll grant, maybe I was wrong earlier. Like, women are generally held to a higher standard. Like, yeah. And like, if you're a male going into a woman, that's even more. Like, it's so much more shit you have to think about. None of these people have ever explained how gender abolition could work. I think he just kind of says, I just don't think we need gender. There should just be people. I think that's the most I've ever heard. I don't see the point in gender abolition. I think gender is important to plenty of people, and plenty of trans people at that. Like, I mean, listen, if you're transsexual, it's actually not that difficult in a lot of ways, because You need like inspiration how you should look. Like just look at some women, you know what I mean? There's another one to go to quite clearly. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but ultimately there is a difference between being a female and being a male, being a trans woman. And you have to be careful. And that's just how life is. Maybe life will get better someday. Until then, we seem to think we can act like whatever degenerate freaks we want to. It's not going to help anyone.
Why do you hate men so much? So you would think that men just freak out like this. That's...
Why do you hate men? So it's like... And these people say things like bad faith constantly. This is fucking bad faith. Did he say he hates men? He said something, if you think it's misandrous, fair enough. Let's see what he thinks about it, I guess, if he responds, which he probably won't. But like... then we just conclude like so hard. It's this like Vosh shit. Like it's so cringe. It's so cringe, and so many people talk this way. It's so annoying.
It's not what I don't do that. I've never done that. I might have done that once.
How do we know?
Once or twice. I don't. That's not what I don't do that. I've never done that.
He's never done that.
I might have done that once or twice. I don't.
You might have done that once or twice.
I don't remember if I have, but.
Sure. Listen, these people all love smoking. These people all love to smoke weed. They probably don't remember lots of things. I do at times get emotional upset, and on Twitter I get accused of male aggression. Yeah, I've had the same. And hey, listen, I have a lot of fucking male aggression, but I try and take it out like by making music and by doing shit like this, I guess. So male aggression isn't even necessarily a bad thing. It depends what you do with it. Like, if you're an angry person and you use that to create things, then that's kind of a good thing, because you can't really help being angry. Like, you've probably got trauma or some shit, whatever. Like, you know what I mean.
But it hasn't happened in a while.
And the other thing with Twitter, like the kind of the more turfy kind of people are very emboldened right now. What with like Elon taking over and just the climate being very much like gender critical is like taking over a bit. Like, the trans stuff is getting a bit destroyed, unfortunately. So this is just how it's going to be. And yeah, it's going to be more shit for us. I don't see how obfuscating and grifting trans people the way this person does to get whatever living he does out of these people who say all kinds of crazy things that have got nothing to do with anything being said, go for a run. Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I don't create testosterone the way that a male does. I don't have as much like angst and shit as I used to, but it's still there, and it's just about what you do with it. If you bottle it up, if you don't deal with your problems, then yeah, you might get confronted by some dickhead with a microphone and completely lose your shit. Unfortunately, if you lose your shit on camera, then that's just it. It's happened now. Like, what are you supposed to do? Anyone belonging to a visible minority group is at risk of getting judged more harshly. Yeah, of course. And the thing is as well, trans is more contentious because not everyone believes, and not everyone is ever going to believe that you can turn from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. It's just how it is, unfortunately.
Wild.
Keep it up. Keep exposing yourselves. Keep it up.
Like, do you
and
do
if
that?
That was supposed to display. Keep it up. Keep exposing yourselves. Keep it up.
Like, do you do that?
That was supposed to display.
But it hasn't happened in a.
What did he say then?
Wild.
Keep it up. Keep exposing yourselves. Keep it up.
Like, do you do that?
That was supposed to...
I can't tell what he's saying. This is why I paused.
To display some sort of respect, it's going to have the opposite reaction because you're acting like a crazy person on the streets. You're threatening somebody else, not once, not...
Apparently, she's acting like a man on the streets, according to you.
It's not worded very well. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this Kelly Boychuk person, but you can understand what he means, surely, enough to actually engage with it instead of just whatever this is. Or you're saying she's acting like a man? Like, who cares this much? Trans people don't care this much about their own fucking gender. Jesus Christ.
Do you do that?
Twice, but a couple of times. You're cussing them out. You're threatening to sue them only after beating their ass. Make that make sense. And here's the thing. You can't police people's words. If he wants to...
True. Is he going to argue with this? Surely not. This is true. You don't have the right to anything anyone else says. I mean, technically in legal terms, in some places, especially like Germany and shit like that, you do, but you ought not really. Like, I can't tell people to call me a she. If I do that, people will, but not everyone, and I can't expect them to.
Call you a sir or a man, that's his prerogative. You don't have to like it. See, my thing is, if you're so...
But, like, that's just being rude. Like, you can't assault...
Yeah, it's being rude. Some people are rude. If a person walks past him in the street and just calls him a prick for no reason, it's like, yeah, that's rude. You shouldn't do that. Like, I don't know. Some people just let off steam at anyone they see. And if it's a tranny, then they're going to have some fun with the fucking transphobia, you know what I mean? Because some people suck. Like, just deal with it. Just check yourself. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're not doing anything that's going to get you fucking humiliated on the internet. And unfortunately, yeah, it goes double when you're trans because of all the shit. Because of how fucking scrutinized trans people are right now. It's how it is.
Somebody because of that.
I don't know how I assumed he supports free speech. Yeah, I know, right? What a fucking fool. I should hang up my shit immediately.
Saying you should assault somebody, but that's just being rude. Like, you're just provoking somebody on purpose.
He's almost talking like they're equal, you know what I mean? Being rude to someone and like assaulting people. It feels he's given about as much weight to both sides when one of them was more in the wrong than the other because they fucking slapped his hand. You could hear it.
You're just being a dick.
So secure with who you are.
And like, he says like fuck you to him for almost nothing. Like, it kind of goes both ways as well, unfortunately, bro. Like, you're just kind of rude for no reason too, but it's okay because you feel like it's justified, it's righteous, and it's not. People don't want this. Maybe your cultoid audience does, but no one else wants this. Trust me.
And you truly believe that you are a female, then it shouldn't matter what a stranger has to say about you.
Also true.
Unless it's an entire...
Oh, hi GH Jackal, how you doing?
Group of people all the time. Like...
Unless it's an entire group of people all the time. Okay, let's just move the goalpost, sure.
She probably has family members who still call her a man.
How the fuck could you possibly know that? Like, I don't know who the person in the video is. Usually, and I am making a generalization, to be clear, I don't know this. Usually these kind of older trans women you see probably didn't transition all that long ago. They probably had a lot of money with which to do it. They probably have a life, like wife, kids, whatever, or something going on. They're a fucking professor, like... where do I even start with this? Like, this is so cooked. Like, we have to mitigate the shit to the nth degree just to make sure we're sticking up for the transes when this is just stupid. Like, just don't. What's the point? It really does feel like the assault shit and that guy being annoying were like the same in his mind. Because one of them's like bigotry or something. Jesus Christ.
You know? Like, that shit sucks.
But if you're that fragile...
I don't agree with the outburst, but I can certainly empathize with it.
That a stranger...
I don't think this guy has any sincere empathy inside of him. I don't think you can claim to be empathetic or claim that you empathize with people when you pick sides like this, and when you only ever empathize with whoever's the good guy right now and whoever's the bad guy right now. Bro loves to assert. Oh yeah, true.
You're saying sir gets you that
Yeah, good
upset.
point, little Nick.
This is true. Oh. Acting like a crazy person could also mean going to a public place with the intent to upset people. Wow. These people are soy.
To where you want to fight them on the street?
He wasn't even listening, and like, this guy's right. Some trans woman was filmed getting angry in the street. Alec Gunter is the white knight defending trans people, and Curly Boy Chuck is a misogynist or a misandrist or a transphobe or something. I can't keep up because, I don't know.
I don't agree with the outburst, but I can certainly empathize with it.
That a stranger saying sir gets you that
Yeah, good point, little
to
Nick.
where you want to fight them on the street?
Yeah, he's completely right here, and Alec Gunter's just too busy checking chat. Like, nice dodge, bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Something tells me you're very unstable and you need to contact your therapist because things are not working. There's something internal going
Also true.
on with you that
He's keeping quiet. Doesn't look happy right now.
is making you have that type of reaction. And it's not.
No, something external provoked it.
Something external provoked it, but the reaction was clearly more. It wasn't proportionate. Clearly, there was a bit more going on. This is like this is ass patting of the worst degree. Like, we get it, bro. You love trans people. Like, you don't have to like excuse every tiny thing like a trans person does. It's difficult. It's not easy, right? It's hard to engage when someone is being awful, to not take it personally. Yeah, it is hard. And I actually do genuinely empathize with the person in the video, but I also know better. You know what I mean?
Like, once again, shouldn't have assaulted the guy, but he was still the provocateur there. That's what he does. That's his thing, is provoking people.
No, it's really not. I mean, we've seen on some occasions of people like that individual creating havoc in schools with mass shootings.
Yeah, also, yeah, it was like a group of men, wasn't it? Like, it wasn't...
Group of men, were like 2 of them or something, and she had a guy with her, so like, I don't know, you've both got backup, who cares?
Just that guy. Yeah, there's like an entire group of people behind him.
And
I didn't see them, but sure, maybe.
Just being unhinged. Being
Good
unhinged.
Point.
And society looking the other way. Man, you could say the guy who was interviewing was...
Once again, you can say she was unhinged, crazy, whatever, but she's still a woman.
Was being an...
Who cares? Oh my god. This is a virtue signal. Who cares? Who cares who's a woman and who's a man? You're a fucking gender abolitionist anyway. Like, at some point, if you abolish gender, you're gonna have to stop calling them women or men. Unless you don't abolish gender after all. But hey, I don't know. I'm not the one with this fucking cracked out fucking belief system. So hey, I don't know.
Agitator. Sure he was. But here's the thing. Just because somebody is pissing you off does not give you the right to suddenly become violent.
Never said
that. Threats. That's not how a society...
He's not arguing with you, Alec. Calm down.
It works. But I'm sure most liberals will watch that video and be like, oh...
Yeah, this is a bit cringe. Like, the whole liberals conservative thing. Like, I try not to do it as best I can. There's occasions where it's, like, relevant in some way or another. But ultimately, I'm not trying to appeal to any particular political group. I'm not trying to exclude any political group except any that is not going to listen to what I say anyway, because they're too they're too much of an ideologue in one way or the other. That's the only people that I don't care to reach, you know what I mean? So like stuff like this, it's like, it's not necessary, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, you'd come across better if you just don't do this.
It's upset. It's upset. He was agitating her. If that were a violent...
He was, and you just admitted that he was. I'm not saying it's okay, like her...
Sorry, it's just because this is so much of a grift, you know what I mean? All I think when I hear the word liberal is Ben Shapiro. Maybe. Not easy. I worked at prisons, jails. Inmates did this routinely because they were bored. Trying not to react. Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus. Yeah, and like when you take a lot of shit, you actually realize that you can take it. It's not going to destroy your world if one person doesn't think you're a woman, you know what I mean? Which makes all this like, this kind of, well, she's still a woman. It's like, just, who cares? You know what I mean? You've got worse things to worry about than whether you're a woman or not if you've been filmed acting like that in public, you know?
Reaction was okay.
Logical female.
But he was...
With gender abolition, people just become males and females instead of men and women. Yeah, because TERFs are also like gender abolitionists because they just want male and female. But this person wants there to be people, not male and female, which I don't see the point of. I don't like. We're doing this to affirm the tiny minority of people for whom gender and sex are a bit confusing, shall we say? And it's just not. It's a bit like how gender identity theory says that cis people identify with their birth sex or their birth gender. Like, do any cis people actually feel like they identify with their own sex, or are they just what they are? You know what I mean? Like, to identify is an action. I don't really even know what it means to identify as a woman. That's why I don't say that I do. I have gender dysphoria for whatever fucking reason. And whatever I do in my life, I want to feminize myself because that's how I feel more comfortable. That's just how it is. If a person doesn't think I'm a woman or whatever else, it doesn't change how I feel about myself. Yeah, exactly. Like, ultimately, you gotta remember that as well. Like, there's always going to be people that don't think I'm a woman. And my reaction is, well, I mean, I'm a male. So, whatever, you know, who cares?
I guarantee you that scene would have played out very differently because no woman is going to challenge a...
Well, it probably would have if it was a cis woman because he wouldn't have been going after her like that. Or calling her pal.
How do you know? Again, not enough context. He was right to begin with, and now he's fucking it up by extending his defense way too far. Now he's overextending his defense, and he's starting to say stuff that doesn't really make very much sense, you know? or contradicts the fact that he was saying there's not enough context, which is correct. I don't know everything that happened either. You have a choice when you come upon someone doing street epistemology. You can choose not to engage or say your piece and walk away. Well, yeah, true. I mean, I'd argue that the person with the microphone, like, he was being, like, genuinely probably quite annoying. And, like, someone like Peter Boghossian, it's probably kind of... Or, like, Blair White with the microphone, you know? You can not engage. You can be like, nah, I'm not into that, you know? But I don't know. You have to do... Everyone's thinking for them, I guess.
Man to a fistfight. But in today's world, women can have bulges, right, Dylan?
Identifying is what the subject does to an object. How do you mean?
Formalize the ball.
Oh, no, do not. Do not. Do not. Do not. Do not. Do not. Do not.
Bulge. Women can have bulges.
Let me know in
Yeah, but not a penis bulge.
the comments down below.
Women, like cis women, have bulges too sometimes. We call it.
Yes, they do. You know, if it's a dick or if it's just the puberty mound, the pubic mound, whatever it's called. I don't know. My brain's dying. I might do one more anyway. But hey,
it's literally called a camel.
Being trans is rejecting your identification. Maybe my brain's not working. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but that could be me. That could be me. Let's just leave that there. Who cares? We've got 2 Marys now.
Toe. Like, what are you talking about?
Will Dylan be the next to fall after Josh Saiter? I think I'd say Lily Tino is probably on shakier ground than Josh Saiter. But Lily Tino seems like one of those people that's going to toe the line for a very long time and piss people off, but never really do enough. I really hate people like that. But hey, I don't know. I'm not too concerned with Lily Tino, to be quite honest. Like, she's another of these people that makes a fucking twat out of herself on the internet. Doesn't seem to talk to a lot of other trans people, but more so than Josh Saiter, at least. I wonder how Dylan Mulvaney feels about Josh Saiter. I don't know. A lot of these people will never fucking talk about this shit because they're afraid to admit that actually Josh Saiter did have a point, even if I'm not a fan of him. I can't tell if they're intentionally playing down with saying stuff like, well, some women do have bulges. I think they probably are. I mean, some of them are that soy that they think that the 10 women in the world that have some kind of condition where they're like a hyena but a human means that, you know, that's relevant somehow. But like, you know, Tina is a rage engagement farmer. She might well be. I don't think enough about her. She did get found out saying weird stuff to a minor with the minor's parent present or something. It was really strange. I have seen it. And I might have even reacted to it on here. And then there was something else with the trans woman that seemed completely bogus to me. There was some weird stuff for sure. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, to her, she seems like one of those people that just like toes the line constantly. Like, maybe that's more what her thing is. Like, seeing how fucking far she can go with this shit. Like, who knows if she's even real, you know? Yeah, she does OnlyFans now. OnlyFans, porn, and dressing up like Miss Rachel. Is it Miss Rachel? I can't remember. I don't have any kids. Cis women have bulges too. Yeah, you're a cis woman. Are you a woman? I can't remember. But you're a cis woman if you're a woman. Alec Gunter said so. Alec Gunter knows everything. He's been on Jubilee. Did you know that?
What you think?
You know the streamer Destiny? This guy's like talked to Destiny, bro. You don't even know. He's like hot shit. You know what I'm saying? He's talked to Destiny.
Of this video, do you agree with me? Is this person just asserting their privilege as a man to be able to fight another man in the street?
Damn, I strongly identify with my gender assigned at birth. Maybe I should do a parody like that now. You compared a camel toe to a bulge. Yeah. Listen, maybe he doesn't know what penises are like. Maybe, I think he's like pretty jacked, so he should be able to see his penis when he looks down. I don't think he's fat or anything. Yeah, Miss Rachel. Yeah, disgusting. Anyway, Sophie Rain. Who's Sophie Rain?
While also calling themselves a female? Seems very convenient. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget.
No, that's not asserting privilege.
Well, how do you know? You don't know because you don't know what's in someone's head ultimately. Someone might actually be happy to break out the fucking male intimidation whenever it suits them. Like, we don't ultimately know, but we gotta litigate it in favor of the trans people as much as we can because we're an ally. This isn't how ally works. This isn't how being an ally works, should I say. And, you know, hopefully he's happy that he has this bit going on and his fucking cancerous as fuck community. Oh wow, transphobic argument that just boils down to misogyny. I'm so surprised. These people are so stupid. The only reason he perceives trans women as aggressive is because she has a deeper voice than his. Okay, sure. I'm not gonna knock anyone with an OF, but Tino has chosen. Yeah, I don't even want to know what that looks like, to be quite honest. I don't even want to know what the mind must be of a person that watches Lily Tino's OnlyFans, like, unironically. Like, fuck that shit.
Of being a male, that's just like being a little bit like unhinged in the moment. Yes, I will say that she was.
It's the male aggression, and it's the paradox of showing that male aggression. Fucking hell, has he not watched that ContraPoints video? She literally talks about this when she's talking about the "it's ma'am" thing. Maybe I should find that video at some point and show it, so that these fucking allies can get a bit of a fucking schooling on what the fuck they're supposed to be doing here. Because the thing is, it's the paradox. It's the showing this male aggression whilst claiming to be a woman, dressed all like a woman, like probably looks like a woman, and it's incredibly strange hearing this like belting voice coming out of them. He just won't acknowledge this shit. Josh Saito's an OnlyFans. That does not surprise me. He probably made a decent amount of money off of it too, because these people always do somehow.
Was a little unhinged in that moment, sure. But like, once again, she was being approached by a
little unhinged. She fucking hit him.
Entire group of men.
It is the same to him. It is the fucking same to him. Listen, I'm getting too triggered. I'm sorry. It is the same to him. Listen, that woman like actually hitting that guy's hands, which he's even been like, oh yeah, well it's wrong. But it seems like it's the same to him. It seems like those things are like transactional. It's not. She went further than the guy did, even though the guy's being an annoying dickhead. It's not hard to see like the nuance instead of assuming one side must be correct, which I would like to think I haven't done for either side. I've actually kind of shat on both of them.
Who were harassed.
Dylan Mulvaney has gotten so many brand partnerships and so much platforming, it's kind of sickening. Yeah, she's like way too much, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit. I'm not a Dylan Mulvaney fan. I've seen enough clips of her doing the theatre kid shit where I'm like, I just would find this fucking obnoxious as shit, no matter whether they're trans or not trans or male or female or whatever, you know?
Her probably for a while. Okay, there's a lot of missing
there's a lot of missing context. And why are you making the context up, bro? I know why. It's because this is a grift. I know everything.
Context there, both from you and from the source clip. So I just don't trust it.
Listen, when he starts talking, my brain cells are like, it's fucking go time. It's time to fucking debunk some fucking debate, bros. Let's fucking go. Oh, maybe, I don't know. That's a bit ridiculous, actually.
Curly Boy Chuck.
Dylan Mulvaney is very cringe, but that's fine. Is it? Is it fine? Is it? It doesn't seem like things are going so well at the moment. I'm the one saying I'm not impressed, so hey, I don't know.
More like...
While I do think having a therapist is useful for helping to deal with issues like this, it's still wrong to misgender trans people. Stop caring. Just stop caring. You can, in fact, just stop caring. At a certain point, there's a choice being made, right?
Curly Boy... Oh, he doesn't like the fuck word. Curly Boy fuck. There you go.
See? There we go. Ad homs. I've done some ad homs. Maybe I'll cut them out. Maybe I'll just leave them in, because... everyone's a hypocrite, ultimately. Amazing. Who cares? This isn't allyship. This guy's out of fucking control. I've shown you the videos. I've shown you how often he talks about this shit. It's always bad. It's always completely biased, one-sided, which is not helpful for anyone. You're not ultimately helping trans people by fucking babying them, putting your kid gloves on, giving all the nuance to the trans side and assuming that everything about any other side that's against a trans person must be bad. It's not allyship. You're just bullshitting people. And listen, well done on building a community based on that. It's based on bullshit. And it doesn't matter what any of these fucking dipshits that might find my videos, that might see me talking about fucking senpai like this, will get fucking triggered as shit. Like, I'm sorry, it's the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes you're a person who hears something that is the truth, but you're not ready to hear it yet. And you get angry. I understand. I've been there too. It's okay. You can set yourself free. And people like this are never going to fucking help you. People like this content is fucking mind prison shit. Unless you know what to look for, like I do.
That's Curly Boy Fuck, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure
There we go, nice mustache. Anyway, Alec Gunter, amazing.